Hey everyone, Ryan from Next Level Property Investing. So today I want to talk about Rob Moore and Mark Homer's property investing secrets. This book is a fantastic book. I read it myself back in the day, and it really gave me some thought process around what I wanted to do, how I want to set my business up. And there's a lot of great content in here, but I want to focus on two main areas. One is all about multiple streams of income. After reading this book, I started diversifying my portfolio a bit more. I was probably very heavily involved in serviced accommodation and single let, so I wanted to put HMOs in there as well and just start diversifying my strategies. Now, I think that there's a few strategies involved in buying property and also acquiring property. Obviously, we've got the rent-to-rent style model, and we have the below market value BRR model that I preach a lot about. I think it's a great strategy, and these guys as well have built a great portfolio by using the exact same model of rinsing one pot of money over and over again and acquiring more and more property. Now, to be able to do that, obviously you need the knowledge. This book's got plenty of it. It's absolutely fantastic, and for me, the multiple streams of income element really probably saved my business. Through COVID, had I been fully serviced accommodation, we would have had a rough time of it. There's no doubt about that. I think, by being diverse and by having other streams of income coming in. Now, I've got a property business, but each bit of the business is still property related. It all complements one another, but it all works in different avenues. So under certain market conditions, one might not work, but one does work. At the minute, it's testing times for everybody, but having multiple revenue streams is the way to make sure that you've got a foundation, a business foundation that, can withstand anything. I think if you've made it through COVID, touch wood, you should make it through everything. Anything that throws at you, you should be able to make it through. So for me, the BRR strategy, it builds wealth quickly, first and foremost, which is what we all want to do. It creates infinite amounts of cash flow, and it creates equity within every single property that you're buying. You should be generating. I think we generate about £21,000 to £22,000 worth of equity on every single purchase that I buy. And then we get the net cash flow out of it every single year, and depending on how we decide to run it, it can be either a single let model all the way up to a HMO model or a serviced accommodation super rent strategy. The net income can vary from £4,000 a year all the way up to sort of 15 to 18 grand a year, depending on the model that it's run on and how well we've acquired it. But the principles are still the same whether you're buying for single let or you're buying for HMO or serviced accommodation. You want to make sure that the money is not getting stuck, and the BRR model is how you do that. You're just rinsing and repeating the same pot of money over and over again. The second thing in this book, which that they go on about, is never sell, and I'm a firm believer in this. I am not a massive fan of the old flip strategy. I understand why some people do it to inject a bit of cash flow into the business, but for me, if you do the BRR model successfully, then you almost flip it on yourself. So yes, you're not going to get that extra bit of money out, but you're going to remortgage it, you're going to get out your money, but you're also going to keep the equity in the property, and then you're going to get the infinite amount of cash flow. Once you've flipped a property, you've got to go and source another one. You've lost all income from that property. You probably never had any income in the first place because you would never have rented it. You dress them up and you sell them straight away. So for me, never sell, and that's been a motto of mine as well. So my end goal is to probably never sell a property. I want to just pass them over to my children, but I want to create the cash flow and live off the cash flow for the rest of my life, and that's what I've built up using the BRR model and diversification into multiple streams of income. So great book. If you haven't read it, go and get it. In terms of the book itself and the content that's in it, everything is in my training program. If you want to head over, if you click the link below, it'll take you over to the academy area where we talk about all the strategies involved, including some strategies that aren't in here, which is rent to rent, rent to serviced accommodation, lease options, and all the sort of creative strategies that can help you get into the property market if you haven't quite got the funds right now to get involved in buy, refurbish, refinance, put big deposits down. However, having said that, as detailed in this book as well and in my program, you can use investors to help you get into the BRR model even if you haven't got much money. You've just got to be able to know what you're doing and what you're talking about. So click the link, head over, get your 5 days free training, understand all the property strategies, and there's plenty more of the good stuff in there as well. Hope you have an awesome day. Take care.